Hey guys, just going to give my review of the Manchester United versus Man City game that we've just watched. We previewed this game, coming into the weekend, and we titled that video, Doom and Gloom at the Theatre of Dreams. And I think it was symbolic of the analysis that we gave, right? Looking at this game, both we had a Man U and a Man City fan, talking about the game with us, and I think it was interesting that both fans focused on the fact that Man United wouldn't be up to scratch in this game. And I think anyone who follows football could have seen this performance coming. But that aside, given three quick takeaways. So, first one is since the Man U fan, talked about, Ten Hag might be the problem. And it's interesting to see because when I look at the lineup that he put out today, I think he set up that team to fail. When you have players who are not at the level of their position, right? You're coming up against a very good Man City side, and you want to set up that team to fail. To succeed rather, and I think that team was set up to fail today. There was a lot of players out of position, in my opinion. You had Lindelof at left back, who, when I look at their past lineups, it's not the first time Lindelof is playing out there, but it's not a fit for him. He's a centre back. You have Bruno Fernandes out on the wings, who he's not a winger. He's more a center attacking midfielder. He likes to drift around in spaces and you know, find positions between the lines to receive the ball and hurt teams in transition. And he talked about wanting to set up the team for, they want to be the best transitioning team, in the world. But when you look at that team, you had Højlund up front and Rashford, who are the only players with speed on that team. And so I didn't see a game plan for how they wanted to transition. There's no getting in behind Man City, really. I saw at one point Bruno Fernandes moved out left and Rashford switched out to the right. And I thought, okay, the idea is to use Rashford's speed against Vardiol. But then a few minutes later, he was back on the left wing. And I'm like, you're going up against Kyle Walker. You're not going to be able to transition in behind Kyle Walker because you're really just matching speed for speed at that point. McTominay was played as a central attacking midfielder. He obviously had no impact on the game. And so all over the field, when I look at the lineup, they were mismatched. They weren't set up to succeed. Second thing, there was a clear game plan from Pep Guardiola to exploit the space behind Fernandes because Bruno Fernandes is not a winger. And so he had Jack Grealish and Bernardo Silva doubling up on Diogo Dalot on the right. And you could see Bernardo Silva had like 4 or 5 times through the whole game where he had opportunities to pick crosses into the box. Two of those found Haaland and led to his one of his goals. And Bruno Fernandes didn't recognize that and got to help out. McTominay was there defending a couple of times. He didn't follow the run for Bernardo Silva. And against a defense where you have Maguire and Evans, I have to think Varane is not fit enough to play 2 games back to back because he played the Champions League during the week. But against a defense that has Maguire and Evans, I'm going to back any team to score. In fact, when they played Arsenal, that was one of the things that gave me confidence that Arsenal could win that game when Maguire and Evans were their centre back pairing. So the second thing that I'm pointing out is the tactical awareness, right? Eriksen had no impact on that first half, and I expected Eriksen to go off at the first half, or maybe give him 5-10 minutes in the second half. But he took Amrabat, who was the only one shielding the defense, catching runs. I mean, if you look at it, even with the poor lineup, City didn't really have any clear chances per se in that first half. They finished the first half 1-0 with the penalty. I was actually falling asleep towards the end of that first half, to be honest. But I think there has to be recognition as well of, okay, maybe you get the lineup wrong, but then when you try to adjust things, you have to just be honest. Yes, Eriksen is a very good player, and he's excellent in those transitions. He's one of those players that can pick out a long pass. But when he's not finding any joy. I think he's that player that should have come up, but the player who was actually screening the defense in Amrabat was the one taken off. So, there have to be questions as well as to what Ten Hag's game plan is. And, third thing I'm going to mention is just Haaland. There have been questions about, is he going to go off the ball? He's the highest goal scorer again at the moment. He had 2 goals. He had the assist for Foden's third. And he probably could have had another if not for a fantastic save from Onana, who's been criticized a lot. So when I look at it on the balance of it, his first season last year, they started a bit shakily, but it seemed like he found things together. They won a trophy and it was okay. Let's see how they build on that this season, and it just seems like it's going downhill from here. So I don't see a good season for Man U. Top 4 is probably out of the question already with just 10 games gone, a quarter of the season. So sorry, Man U fans. By the way, like, please, share, subscribe. Thank you guys.